If you clicked on this video hoping to transform your garden into a magical nighttime paradise without breaking the bank, you're in exactly the right place. What you're seeing right now. This entire lighting display cost me less than $30 and took just one weekend to create. Every single light you see was made from items you probably already have at home or can grab for under $5 each. No expensive electrical work, no complicated installations, just pure garden magic that'll have your neighbors asking for your secrets. But here's what most garden lighting tutorials won't tell you. And this is where it gets interesting. Most outdoor lighting solutions either cost hundreds of dollars, require an electrician, or look cheap and tacky after a few weeks. Sound familiar? Here's why this matters more than you think. Your outdoor space is an extension of your home, and when the sun goes down, most gardens just disappear into darkness. You're missing out on enjoying your beautiful space for half the day. And worse, you're missing the opportunity to create those magical evening moments that make a house feel like a home. What makes these 7 hacks different? First, they use the science of light reflection and solar efficiency that most people ignore. Second, every single hack is designed to look expensive while costing almost nothing. And third, I'm going to show you the exact placement strategies that multiply your lighting impact by 3 times. Welcome to Garden Homes, where we prove that stunning outdoor spaces don't require designer budgets. Over the past 3 years, I've helped over 60,000 homeowners create their dream gardens using smart, budget-friendly solutions just like these. In the next 12 minutes, you'll get the complete step-by-step process for all 7 lighting hacks, the exact materials list with current prices, and my secret placement formula that makes everything look professionally designed. Ready to light up your nights? Hack Gen 1. Mason Jar Solar Fairy Lights. Look at this magical transformation. These mason jar fairy lights create the most enchanting garden ambiance, and you won't believe how simple they are to make. In just 10 minutes, ordinary jars become stunning luminaries that rival expensive designer lighting. Let me show you exactly how I did this. For this project, you'll need mason jars. Any size works beautifully. I'm using wide-mouth quart jars today. You'll also need solar-powered fairy light strings, the kind with small LED bulbs. Look for ones with at least 50 lights per string for maximum impact. The beauty of this hack is its simplicity. Just 2 main components. Mason jars are readily available at craft stores, grocery stores, or you might already have some in your pantry. Solar fairy lights can be found in the garden section of most retailers. The best part? These materials are reusable and weather-resistant, making this a truly practical investment. Start by ensuring your mason jar is completely clean and dry. Any residue will show once the lights are inside, so take a moment to wipe it thoroughly. Now here's the key technique that makes all the difference. Instead of just stuffing the lights inside randomly, we're going to create layers. Take your fairy light string and begin coiling it gently around the inside perimeter of the jar. Start at the bottom and work your way up in loose spirals. The secret is leaving space between each layer. This prevents the lights from clumping together and creates that beautiful even glow we're after. As you layer, gently press the wire against the glass to help it hold its shape. Once you've filled about 3/4 of the jar, thread the solar panel end through the jar opening. The solar panel should sit on top of the jar lid area, facing upward to catch sunlight during the day. Here's a pro tip I learned through trial and error. Leave about 6 inches of wire between the last light and the solar panel. This gives you flexibility in positioning and prevents strain on the connections. Test your lights before the final positioning to ensure everything works perfectly. Place your completed jar lights where they'll receive direct sunlight for at least 6 hours daily. Avoid shaded areas under dense foliage. If lights seem dim, check that the solar panel isn't dirty or blocked. These lights automatically turn on at dusk and provide 6 to 8 hours of beautiful illumination. These wine bottle solar lanterns create the kind of sophisticated ambiance that makes people think you hired a professional lighting designer. The secret? It's all about the glass color and light diffusion. For this hack, you'll need empty wine bottles. And here's the key. Choose amber, green, or cobalt blue for the richest light colors. You'll also need solar mason jar lid lights, decorative glass stones or marbles, thin copper wire for hanging, and a glass cutting tool. Pro tip, ask your local restaurants to save bottles for you or check recycling centers. The magic happens when solar light meets colored glass. Amber creates warm, romantic lighting, while blue gives you that Mediterranean villa vibe. First, we're creating the open. Mark your bottle about 4 inches from the bottom, then score around the circumference with your glass cutter. Here's the trick. Wrap string soaked in nail polish remover around the score line. Light it, then immediately plunge into cold water. The thermal shock creates a clean break. Sand the edges smooth. Safety first. Now drop your decorative stones into the bottom third of the bottle. This serves three purposes. It adds weight for stability, creates beautiful light refraction, and prevents the solar light from sitting too deep. Insert your solar lid light into the top opening. If it's loose, wrap the threads with electrical tape for a snug fit. For hanging versions, create wire loops around the neck. Use 3 points for perfect balance. Test each lantern before installation. The solar panel should face upward, and you should see even light distribution through the glass. If the light seems dim, clean the inside of the bottle with rubbing alcohol. Any residue blocks precious lumens. Strategic placement multiplies them. Hang them at varying heights for depth, or nestle ground level ones among plants for uplighting effects. Space them 8 feet apart for continuous light flow, and always position where they'll catch maximum afternoon sun for charge. Hacks 3. Tin can luminaries. Here's where we transform ordinary tin cans into stunning shadow-casting luminaries that create the most incredible patterns across your garden surface. These cost absolutely nothing if you save your food cans, yet they produce lighting effects that look like they came from an expensive landscape designer's playbook. You'll need clean tin cans. Any size works, but I prefer larger ones for maximum light out. Remove all labels and wash thoroughly. You'll also need a hammer, various sized nails, a towel, and water to freeze inside the cans. For power, we're using battery-operated tea lights or small solar lights. The freezing water trick is crucial. It prevents the can from denting while you're creating your patterns. Fill your clean cans completely with water and freeze them solid overnight. This creates a firm backing that prevents crushing during the punching process. Now for the pattern creation. This is where your creativity shines. Start by sketching your design on paper first. Simple geometric patterns work beautifully, but don't be afraid to try stars, flowers, or even abstract designs. Place the frozen can on a folded towel to prevent slip. Using your hammer and nail, begin punching holes following your pattern. Here's the technique that makes all the difference. Punch from the outside in, creating clean holes without rough edges inside. Vary your nail sizes for different hole diameters. This creates depth and visual interest in your light patterns. Smaller holes create delicate pinpoints of light, while larger holes cast broader beams. Work systematically around the can, maintaining consistent spacing. The ice inside will crack as you work. That's completely normal. Once your pattern is complete, let the ice melt completely and dry the can thoroughly. For the finishing touch, lightly sand any rough edges around the holes. This prevents cuts and creates smoother light pass. Try creating themed sets, constellation patterns for astronomy lovers, floral designs for romantic gardens, or geometric patterns for modern spaces. Different can sizes create layered lighting effects when grouped together. Consider spray painting cans in metallic colors before punching for added elegance during daylight hours. Action 4. PVC pipe rope lighting. Here's the game changer for defining your garden spaces. PVC pipe rope lighting that creates professional-grade border illumination for under $20. This technique transforms ordinary garden beds into architectural features. And the best part? It's completely weatherproof and requires zero electrical knowledge to install perfectly. You'll need half-inch PVC pipe. Buy it in 10-foot sections for easy transport. Get PVC elbows and T-joints for corners and connections. For the lighting, choose solar rope lights with at least 100 LEDs per 50-foot strand. This ensures bright, continuous illumination without dark spots. Essential tools include a PVC pipe cutter or hacksaw, measuring tape, and a drill with 1/4-inch bit. Pick up PVC primer and cement for permanent joints, though you can start with friction fit connections for testing. Don't forget landscape stakes to secure your installation. Metal ones work better than plastic in most soil types. Start by measuring your border area and sketching your layout. Cut your PVC sections to match straight runs, corner pieces, and any custom angles you need. Here's the critical step most people miss. Drill holes every 6 inches along the top of each pipe section. These holes prevent water accumulation and allow the rope light to sit flush. Thread your solar rope lighting through the PVC pipe before assembly. Trust me on this. Trying to feed lights through assembled sections is frustrating and often impossible. Leave about 12 inches of wire extending from each end for connections. Now for assembly. Dry fit everything first. Check that your corners are square and your runs are level. Once satisfied, apply PVC primer to joint surfaces, then cement, and connect immediately. Work quickly. PVC cement sets fast. The rope light should sit naturally in the pipe channel. If it bunches up, you didn't drill enough guide holes. For corners, Gently coil excess wire inside the elbow joints. This prevents kinking and maintains smooth light flow. Secure your completed sections with landscapes every 4 feet. Push stakes flush with the pipe top so they're invisible once installed. Test all connections before final positioning. Solar panels need unobstructed sky access for optimal charging. This system works brilliantly for flower bed borders, pathway definition, deck perimeters and pool area lighting. Create geometric patterns, curved designs or straight architectural lines. The modular nature means you can expand or reconfigure seasonally. Perfect for highlighting specific garden features or creating outdoor room division. Hack Gen 5. Solar Stake Light UP Grades. Those basic plastic solar stake lights from the hardware store look cheap because they are cheap. But here's what nobody tells you. With just a few simple upgrades, you can transform these dollar store basics into sophisticated lighting fixtures that rival expensive landscape lighting systems. You'll need your existing solar stake lights, frosted glass spray paint or glass etching cream, decorative glass gems or river rocks, waterproof LED strip extensions, and small mason jars or glass shades. The key is choosing materials that diffuse harsh LED light into something warm and inviting. I also recommend copper wire for decorative wrapping and outdoor rated clear sealant to weatherproof your upgrades. Start by disassembling your solar lights carefully. Most pop apart at the junction between the light head and stick. Clean all plastic components thoroughly with rubbing alcohol to ensure paint adhesion. For the frosted glass effect, apply thin, even coats of frosting spray, allowing each coat to dry completely. This transforms harsh LED glare into soft, diffused illumination that's much more flattering in garden settings. Next, create your decorative housing. If using mason jars, drill a small hole in the lid for the solar panel wire. Fill the bottom third with glass gems or river rocks. This adds weight for stability and creates beautiful light refraction patterns. For wire wrapping, start at the base and spiral upward, leaving space between wraps for light to escape. This creates stunning shadow patterns on surrounding plants and pathways. The game changer is adding LED strip extensions. Connect waterproof strips to your existing solar circuit, then coil them inside your glass housing. This multiplies your light output dramatically while maintaining the solar charging capability. Seal all connections with outdoor rated sealant and test each light before final installation. The transformation from basic plastic to elegant glass fixtures is absolutely remarkable. Position upgraded lights where their enhanced brightness and beauty can shine. Use them to highlight specimen plants, create pathway definition, or cluster different heights for dramatic focal point. The improved light quality means you can space them further apart while maintaining excellent visibility and ambiance. Hack Gen 6. Plastic bottle hanging lanterns. Here's the ultimate upcycling project that transforms your trash into garden treasure. Plastic bottle hanging lanterns that create the most enchanting ambient light. This zero-cost hack proves that sustainable living and beautiful design go hand in hand, turning everyday waste into magical illumination that rivals expensive outdoor lighting fixtures. Start collecting clear plastic bottles. 2-liter soda bottles work perfectly, but any size creates unique effects. You'll need sharp craft scissors or a utility knife for clean cuts, plus a hole punch for hanging points. Grab sturdy wire or weatherproof string for suspension system. For illumination, battery-powered LED tea lights are safest, though small solar lights work brilliantly too. Optional decorating supplies include acrylic paint, colored tissue paper, permanent markers or decorative tape. Always clean bottles thoroughly and remove all adhesive residue before starting your transformation. Begin by cutting approximately 3 inches from the bottle's bottom, creating a clean, straight edge. Sand any rough spots to prevent cuts during handling. This opening becomes your access point for lighting elements. Next, create your hanging system by punching 2 holes directly opposite each other, about ½ an inch below the bottle's neck. Thread your wire or string through these holes, leaving enough length for your desired hanging. Tie secure knots. These lanterns will face wind and weather. Now for personalization. This is where your creativity shines. Paint bottles with translucent acrylics for colored light effects, or apply tissue paper with diluted glue for stained glass appearance. Permanent markers create beautiful patterns that glow when illuminated. For cutting patterns, try vertical strips that flutter in breezes, or geometric shapes that cast interesting shadows. Always cut from the open end upward to maintain structural integrity. Insert your lighting element through the bottom opening. LED tea lights provide consistent illumination, while solar lights offer eco-friendly operation. Test each lantern before hanging to ensure proper light distribution and secure construction. Create themed collections using coordinated colors for special occasions, or mix bottle sizes for dynamic visual interest. Try frosting spray for elegant diffused lighting, or cut spiral patterns for mesmerizing shadow effect. Group multiple lanterns at varying heights to establish focal points and guide garden pathways beautifully. By introducing mirror tiles as light amplifiers, you can instantly multiply the brightness of your existing setup. This simple hack lets you get more light, more ambiance, and more wow factor from the same energy. All you need are inexpensive mirror tiles, which you can find at most hardware or craft stores. The principle is straightforward. Mirrors reflect light, so when you strategically place them near your garden lights, they bounce illumination back into the space, effectively doubling or even tripling the perceived brightness. Grab some outdoor rated adhesive or mounting tape for secure placement, and make sure you have a clean, soft cloth on hand to keep the mirrors spotless for maximum reflectivity. Begin by thoroughly cleaning both the area where you'll mount the mirrors and the tiles themselves. Any dirt or smudges will reduce the effectiveness of the reflection. Apply a generous amount of outdoor adhesive or strong mounting tape to the back of each tile. Press the tile firmly onto a stable flat surface. Think fences, walls, or the sides of raised beds. Hold each tile in place for several seconds to ensure a solid bond. If you're working with multiple tiles, space them evenly to produce a uniform reflective effect. For added security, especially in areas exposed to strong winds, consider using small screws or brackets at the corner. Adjust the angle of each tile so it captures and reflects the light from your chosen garden fixture. Once everything is mounted, give the tiles a final wipe to remove any fingerprints or dust. This process is quick, requires no special tools, and can be completed in under an hour, making it a highly practical and impactful garden upgrade. For optimal effect, place mirror tiles directly opposite your primary light sources or in those darker corners where extra brightness is needed. Test different angles to maximize the reflection. This technique works especially well behind solar stake lights, lanterns, or string lights, instantly amplifying their glow and brightening your entire garden space. I challenge you to try at least 3 of these lighting hacks this weekend, and share your results in the comments below. Which transformation surprised you most? Tag a friend who needs to see these budget-friendly solutions, and don't forget to show me your before and after photo. If these garden lighting transformations inspired your next project, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for daily home and garden inspiration. Until then, keep creating your dream outdoor space.